May 29, 1453. The air in Constantinople was thick with the dust of collapsing walls and the cries of desperation. For weeks, the Ottoman armies, under the formidable Sultan Mehmed II, had pounded at the ancient fortifications. The city, once the jewel of the East, now stood as a besieged island, a final, dwindling echo of the Roman Empire. Its defenders, vastly outnumbered, knew this was likely their last stand. The fate of an empire, and perhaps the very course of history, hung by a thread thinner than any siege rope. Sultan Mehmed II was a man of relentless ambition, determined to claim the legendary city as his own. His forces, immense and well-equipped, were poised for the final assault. Against them stood Emperor Constantine XI Palaiologos, a monarch prepared to die defending his capital, leading a mere handful of loyal troops and desperate citizens. The Golden Horn, Constantinople's vital harbor, was protected by a massive chain, a final barrier against Ottoman naval supremacy. But even this ingenious defense felt fragile, strained to its breaking point. The Golden Horn was the city's lifeline, its strategic importance paramount. Ottoman attempts to bypass the formidable chain had, in our history, succeeded, turning the tide irrevocably. But what if one element, a forgotten technology, had been rediscovered and perfected? What if, in those desperate final days, the Byzantines unearthed a secret weapon that could rewrite their destiny? The stakes were immeasurable, not just the survival of Constantinople, but the very trajectory of the emerging modern world. A single stroke of genius could change everything. In this alternate history, Byzantine engineers, driven by impending doom, achieve a breakthrough. They develop an improved Greek fire formula, more potent, burning with an unholy intensity, and, crucially, almost impossible to extinguish, even by water. This isn't the ancient weapon of legend, this is its terrifying evolution. With the Ottoman fleet massing, attempting to drag ships overland into the Golden Horn, these desperate inventors unleash a liquid inferno. The moment of truth arrives, shrouded in the smoke of innovation and the stench of burning pitch. As Ottoman ships are painstakingly dragged towards the Golden Horn, they become agonizingly vulnerable. The improved Greek fire, launched with terrifying precision, engulfs critical vessels in an instant. The inferno spreads, not merely damaging, but annihilating large sections of the Ottoman fleet. Chaos erupts. The sea itself seems to burn. Key supply ships, transports, and even newly built galleys are consumed. Mehmed's naval advantage, so painstakingly achieved, is decimated in a single, fiery hour. The Golden Horn chain, reinforced by ingenuity, holds firm. The destruction of the Ottoman fleet sends a shockwave through their land forces. Morale plummets. Sensing this shift, Emperor Constantine XI, emboldened, leads a daring counterattack against a major breach in the city walls. Inspired by the impossible victory at sea, the Byzantine defenders fight with renewed ferocity. They push the Ottomans back, sealing the breaches, though at a terrible cost. Mehmed II, facing catastrophic losses on land and sea, and fearing prolonged siege, orders a retreat. Constantinople, against all odds, has held. The empire survives. Mehmed II's retreat is a profound humiliation. His dream of conquering the Second Rome shattered, his prestige severely damaged. This ignominious defeat forces a dramatic shift in Ottoman strategy. Instead of rapid European expansion, Mehmed focuses inward, consolidating power within Anatolia. His ambition remains, but the Byzantine threat is now undeniable. The Ottomans will expand, but far more slowly, and with a wary eye on the revitalized Eastern Roman Empire. The trajectory of two empires, forever altered by a single battle. The survival of Constantinople sends ripples across Europe. The Byzantine Empire, once thought doomed, experiences a profound resurgence. Its victory becomes a powerful symbol of resilience, a divine intervention. With trade routes secured and its borders solidified, Byzantium embarks on a period of internal revitalization. It leveraged its ancient infrastructure and strategic position, becoming a beacon of stability and a formidable counterweight to the Ottoman threat. The legacy of Rome, though Eastern, finds a new lease on life. The impact on the Renaissance is immediate and profound. The flood of Byzantine scholars and texts to Western Europe, which in our timeline fueled the Italian Renaissance, is largely reversed. Now, Constantinople itself becomes an even greater hub of classical learning, Greek philosophy, and scientific inquiry. Scholars remain, or even return, drawn by the renewed vibrancy. It fosters a different kind of Renaissance, one where Byzantine influence is not just an input, but a competing, vibrant center, shaping art, science, and governance in new ways. A strong, surviving Byzantium becomes the undisputed bulwark of Eastern Orthodox Christianity. Its prestige soars, increasing its influence dramatically across Eastern Europe, particularly in Russia and the Balkans. Instead of the Third Rome narrative taking full root in Moscow, Constantinople retains its theological and political primacy. This deepens the cultural and religious divide with Western Catholicism, fostering distinct philosophical and artistic traditions that are less influenced by the Latin West. The Byzantine Church, a pillar of empire, now stands taller than ever. The sustained flow of classical and scientific knowledge from Constantinople, often directly from original Greek sources, provides an earlier and broader impetus to Western Europe. Instead of fragmented texts, Western scholars gain more direct, systematic access. This richer exchange potentially accelerates the scientific revolution and the Enlightenment, fostering an earlier adoption of rational thought and empirical methods. The world moves faster, propelled by the uninterrupted current of ancient wisdom flowing from the Bosporus. The seeds of modern progress are sown earlier. With Constantinople impregnable, the Ottoman Empire's expansion into Europe is dramatically curtailed for centuries. Their focus shifts, not to outright conquest of new lands, but to internal development, securing existing territories, and finding new trade routes that bypass Byzantine control. The Byzantine and Ottoman empires become entrenched rivals, clashing frequently in Anatolia and the Balkans, but neither achieves definitive dominance. This creates a more stable, albeit tense, balance of power in the Eastern Mediterranean, shaping centuries of regional politics. A revived Byzantine naval power, controlling the Black Sea and the Eastern Mediterranean, fundamentally alters global trade routes. Constantinople becomes an even more formidable choke point. This increased control provides Byzantium with immense wealth and influence, but it also incentivizes European powers, particularly Portugal and Spain, to accelerate their search for sea routes to Asia. The drive to bypass the Byzantine, and later, Ottoman, control of overland routes intensifies, potentially speeding up the age of exploration and the discovery of new worlds. While Western European powers embark on ambitious colonial ventures, a wealthy, technologically advanced Byzantium is not entirely passive. Its focus remains primarily on its traditional spheres of influence, but it develops its own, albeit limited, network of trading outposts and protectorates, especially in the East. These ventures might extend to the Red Sea, the Indian Ocean, or even parts of Africa. This creates new points of conflict and cooperation with European colonial powers, adding another powerful player to the global stage, one rooted in ancient Roman heritage. Fast forward to 2025. The Byzantine Empire stands as a powerful, secular, Eastern Orthodox state. At its heart, Constantinople is a global megacity, a technological and cultural powerhouse. Its iconic Golden Horn now glitters with modern yachts and commercial shipping. Its skyline is a blend of ancient domes and glittering skyscrapers, a testament to its uninterrupted prosperity and enduring legacy. It remains a bridge between East and West, a vibrant metropolis that never knew the shadow of Ottoman conquest, retaining its unique character. In this 2025, the Byzantine Empire maintains a strong military, balancing advanced technology with a deep appreciation for its classical heritage. It would likely be a constitutional monarchy or a republic, having modernized its governance over centuries. Its economy would be robust, driven by innovation, trade, and its strategic position. Education and arts would flourish, perpetuating a unique cultural synthesis of Greek, Roman, and Eastern influences. It is a nation deeply proud of its unbroken lineage to ancient Rome, a living testament to resilience. The geopolitical map of 2025 is strikingly different. The Byzantine Empire would be a major independent bloc, perhaps an influential member of a reimagined European alliance, distinct from our EU. Its historical rivalry with a somewhat diminished Ottoman successor state, likely modern Turkey, but with a less expansive history, would still exist, yet carefully managed through diplomacy and mutual recognition. The Balkans might feature a more dominant Orthodox cultural sphere. A powerful Byzantium would profoundly alter the balance of power across Eurasia, shaping global decisions. The cultural landscape would be a richer tapestry. The fusion of classical Greek scholarship, Roman governance, and distinct Eastern Orthodox artistry would have created unique expressions in architecture, philosophy, and literature. Imagine a world where the Enlightenment drew more deeply from direct Greek sources, leading to different scientific breakthroughs or philosophical movements. This cultural synthesis, unimpeded by conquest, would permeate the arts, urban planning, and even everyday life, offering a truly unique blend of traditions. The earlier and sustained acceleration of scientific progress, stemming from Constantinople's role as a knowledge conduit, means that humanity might have achieved certain technological or medical milestones much sooner. Our understanding of physics, astronomy, or medicine could be decades, even centuries, ahead. The continuous intellectual discourse and preservation of ancient wisdom would have provided a more stable foundation for innovation, shaping the very fabric of our modern world in ways we can only begin to imagine. A different future, all born from a single, desperate victory. The story of Constantinople's defiance in 1453 is a potent reminder of how fragile history can be, how a single pivot point can ripple through centuries. The improved Greek fire, the steadfast defense, the humiliation of Mehmed II, these small alterations cascade into a dramatically different 2025. It's a world where an ancient empire stands tall, a bridge between East and West, continuously evolving. The Byzantine Empire, never fallen, shapes our modern world, not as a forgotten legend, but as a living, breathing testament to the power of a moment, forever changing destiny.